Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatima, Coach Fatima with OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. I'm a co-wife and a co-founder, and I never thought I would say that. And it's so true that we never know where we're going to end up. We never know where our journey is going to begin and where it's going to end. I still don't know where my journey is going to begin and end. But in this video, I thought it was important to address some negativity that I've been seeing in regards to being a co-wife. Is it a co-wife or a homewrecker? I've seen Muslims use this term against their co-wives. I've seen non-Muslims, of course, use this term against co-wives. But there are some non-Muslims that do say they both are wives, and they'll give the respect where it's due. I'm making this video because there's so many horror stories about polygyny, marriage and polygyny, and how we operate within the parameters of Islam, within the parameters of being monogamously married to the same man. Married nonetheless. That word homewrecker, I have an issue with, especially when there's a right in my culture, which is Islam, to be wife. And it is stated that you are a wife, not a homewrecker. I found that oftentimes that terminology is used to hurt and to make someone else look better or make someone else look like the bad guy. I say that because in the English language, which is not a rich language, you know, you can play around with words. You can, you can use them to your advantage and to somebody else's disadvantage. You can use tone and inflection, but that word homewrecker is pretty much what it is. It's someone that is seeking to destroy a home. It's someone that has an affair with one of the people in the couple realm or in a couple's relationship. I think the Webster Dictionary said that it is, it says that a homewrecker is someone that creates an affair. It's looked at as someone that is trash. It's described as someone that observes their rights only and no one else's. With that being said, I want to tackle the subject of using the word homewrecker, baby mama, girlfriend, side piece, jump down as a terminology for Muslim to Muslim within our community. I've seen this word tossed around very loosely, and it's like we're forgetting that the Creator put this other woman, this other wife, in a marriage with the same husband that you have. But again, we're monogamously married to the same man, which means I mind my marriage, you mind your marriage. But I wanted to get into some of the more scarier questions. Do you know your co-wife's story? Do you know who she is outside of being married to the same husband that you have? Do you know her outside of being a wife? Do you know her as a mother, as a sibling, as an auntie, you know, as a sister in Islam? At what level have you learned her story or her struggles? You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to talk necessarily. But to be cordial and respectful to the word wife, especially in Islam, is excruciatingly important. You can't rob someone that has the title of wife of their rights. It's not allowed. There's a punishment attached to robbing someone else of their right to be looked at, to be seen, to be given justice, to be heard. So I had to ask myself some questions because I saw that society wanted me to use this word against my own co-wife, and I've never done that because, you know, I have a relationship with Allah. That's very important to me, and I'm not where I want to be yet. There's much I need to learn, and there's much I need to grow and do and execute. And the character of my co-wife is not one of them. So I had to ask myself some questions. Fatima, do you know her story? Do you know her intentions? You know, do you know if she wanted a family? Do you know if she knows how to love in a healthy manner? Do you know if she loves your children? My biological children. And my co-wife does, very deeply. I didn't know that. You know, polygyny can look like it's something for just the man. And I found, and I didn't believe it, I found that polygyny is not just for the man. It's an expansion of family. It's a unity that can happen if there's healthy intentions all the way around it. If everybody is invested in the mental well-being of the family. You know, it's not just I get mine, you get yours. I don't care about you at all. I don't care if justice is being served to you at all. Because if the man is not serving justice to both wives, then we got to talk about the character of the man that they are married to. And it's not about bashing men. It's not about bashing women. It's empowering family. It's empowering the right of each person in a family that especially practices polygyny. Because it's not just black and white, one mom, one dad. There's other people that matter within that family. The children matter. Polygyny is not just happening to us, it's happening to our children as well. And we have to check in with them. We have to see if they're okay. Just as much as we see if we're okay, as Muslims, we must check on other Muslims. Not just what's, you know, being done to us or not being done for us. If there's injustice and the brother is not, you know, splitting time properly, he needs to get educated on what that means and why it's important that he do so. We don't love everybody the same. I love all my children at the same time. So I said, if I love all my children at the same time, then what makes me think my husband can't love more than one wife at the same time? Oh, he absolutely can, and he does. And he does. May Allah make it easier. May Allah elevate the people that are doing polygyny and practicing polygyny the best way they can, whether they be the husband or the wife or the children. It's not easy, but it is actually doable, but it doesn't just happen in one moment. So that particular question I had to ask myself, who do you know her as a human being? Just a human being. And why would you dislike her? Get into the really intense, honest truth. See, when we ask scary questions, we have to be ready for some of the scary answers. And be real with ourselves in those moments where we have our private time. And I said, outside of her marrying my husband, there's no reason for me to not like her. She's a general, good human being, a giving spirit that loves others and wants the best for others. That doesn't mean we always know how to act. That doesn't mean we always know the right answer. But that word, try to be the best or show up, means a lot to me. Loving my children helped me so much. Her loving my children, the babies that I had, it wasn't like, oh, let me prove this to Fatima so that she likes me. No, she genuinely loved my kids, and she still does. Has she been transparent with me? Has she been open and honest with me? Has she respected me back? Now, some may say, well, you know, you were the wife there that was there first. That doesn't mean you get ultimate respect. That doesn't mean you get acceptance because you're the first wife. It doesn't mean that at all. I also had to answer another question. Is the community or society that I'm living in using Homewrecker to make me look good and make her look bad, or make our husband look bad and make me look like the victim? One thing I learned is that I don't have any intention on being anybody's victim. I ask Allah what I want. I ask him for what I want and for what I need. Now, if he uses our husband as a vehicle to hear me out, or to, you know, to listen to what, you know, if I say, well, I need gas, if I need, you know, a hug, if I need, now those things he can facilitate. Our husband, he does it on both ends. But if I need knowledge, if I need guidance, if I need education, I say, Allah, please guide my heart. Those are the two things I asked for, was knowledge, to just learn more and not be afraid to learn more. And then I asked for him to guide me. I was willing to do the work to get better or to feel better, but I didn't want to use that word homewrecker, because if you think about it very deeply and honestly, no one can wreck your marriage but you and your husband, because your co-wife does not have that power. And if she does, there needs to be some self-evaluation going on in your marriage and in your personal life. And if her intentions is to try to wreck your home, that says a lot about who she is. And I've also noticed that sometimes people will think somebody's trying to wreck something. They're absolutely not trying to do that. But it appears as such because society has conditioned us to think that there's something wrong with polygyny, and that there's some mental illness going on in our brains if we want polygyny or if we practice polygyny. But what if we lived in a society that pushed for polygyny? Then nobody would see a problem with it. But because we don't, well, that's not the way I learned. That's not the way I learned. I wasn't always Muslim. It was one man, one woman, and anything outside of that was not accepted. Until I began to educate myself more about relationships, matters of the heart, how someone can love someone else at the same time. And that happened when I converted to Islam. Now, some people, that just doesn't happen to Muslims. That happens to many people who aren't Muslim. Some Christians practice polygyny, and they understand those different levels because they had to educate themselves. And we know that stepping outside of our comfort zone is not fun because we're not certain about about stepping outside of our comfort zone. But we know if we stay in there, if we stay in our comfort zone, we don't learn the lessons that we need to learn. It's getting out there and finding out and answering and asking those scary questions and becoming more educated and learning that we grow. I remember the first time my dad took me out to drive a car. I yelled. I was like, ah! He was like, just calm down. I know it's scary, but you're not going to get over your fear unless you do the thing that scares you. Doesn't mean it always works out. Monogamous marriage doesn't always work out. People get divorced all the time. Polygynous marriages don't always work out. People get divorced all the time. So it's not a permanent thing. We don't know. We just hope. If everybody has proper healthy intention, we hope it works. But there's no guarantee. So the word homewrecker versus the word co-wife. Homewrecker has no rights. The co-wife does. The wife does. And in Islam, we're not supposed to compare homewrecker and go, well, you know, she's a homewrecker. She's not a wife. But our religion says she is a wife. And so do other religions. So to diminish your co-wife and say she's a homewrecker, she's just a baby mama. Think about it. Somebody said that about you. Somebody says that about you. The tables were turned. How would it make you feel to hear somebody say you're a homewrecker? It wouldn't feel too good. So what I can say, if you are not clear on the rights from wife to wife, get some clarity on that. And have better, deeper knowledge about the subject of marriage, and additionally, especially, polygyny, which is just another form of marriage. And it's not just speaking about the first wife versus the second wife. In Islam, you can have up to 4 wives. But no wife has the right to diminish the character of the other by calling them a home wrecker. There's no room for it. It's not allowed. I've never referred to my co-wife as a home wrecker. If society said that, I don't care about what society says. I know who she is. She's my co-wife. We are married monogamously to the same man. Their marriage doesn't have anything to do with me, and my marriage has nothing to do with my co-wife, because we mind our marriages. We don't get in the business of what's going on in our co's marriage. And it's such a healthy practice, because I don't get involved in the marriages of my friends, people that I know of or associate with. I don't walk up to them and go, what's going on with you and your husband? I'm going to give my co-wife the same rights, because she already has them. And it's not my job to strip her of them. Nor would I try. I would never try to do that. That doesn't mean you're just all happy all the time. And like she says that it's rainbows and unicorns. It's not. Polygyny is just not easy. This is our chapter 10. This is our year 10. It's not always easy. But communication is key, and consistency is key, and the willingness to win is key. And you can't win if you're calling someone out of their name. You can't win. So why practice it? So rejecting the idea of calling your co-wife a homewrecker, or being in the midst of others that call her a homewrecker, is not the best practice. So I don't hang out with people that call my co-wife a homewrecker. I don't talk to people that call her that. I have no use for people that say that. Because it's another way of saying, you look crazy, she looks crazy, your husband looks crazy, your kids are crazy. It's an insult. It's an insult to the entire family. Whether you move as a whole family or not, my children won't grow up to say, our Umi called, they call her Umi Nyla. My older daughters say Sister Nyla. The older girls, they're grown women. They won't be able to say that, and I don't want them to say that. I don't want them to feel that energy coming from me. So, especially to the Muslims that are watching this, or the people that are watching this, that practice polygyny, do your whole family a bit of good. It's okay to say co-wife. It's okay to say my husband's wife, his other wife, his second wife, his third wife, his fourth wife. They have names. They're people. So see, let's not dehumanize each other as wives. And that rhymed. That wasn't planned, but it's a very serious accusation to call your co-wife a homewrecker, or a baby mama, or not the legal wife. There's a difference between legal and lawful. And we've talked about this, you know, if you visit outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. And we have an inner relationship mastery inner circle where you can become a member. And we go live every single month. Q&As, audios, workbooks, and trainings from each one of us. Coach Nadir, Coach Fatima, and Coach Nyla, my co-wife. She's really awesome. In-depth trainings. And you can visit us at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery. Invest in you, invest in your family, invest in yourself. If we're going to be better, let's do better, and move with healthy intention, and move with consistency. Embrace the journey, because it's not going to happen overnight. you know. But and removing those obstacles that we put in our way, we tend to put in, you know, self-sabotaging obstacles. You know, when we tell ourselves, I'm not going to like her, period. I don't care what she does. There's some self-sabotage in there because you don't know who you're going to need. I've needed my co-wife in ways that I didn't think I would. And she's always showed up. Because there's a healthy intention on the parts of both the wives and our husband for this to work out. And we just work on ourselves as individuals. And we always put Allah first. So with that, I hope you guys got some really great gems from this video. Again, I enjoyed doing it. I'm Coach Fatima. Once again, with OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. I'm going to leave you with a little GLC. That is to grow intentionally, love fearlessly, and connect on a higher level every single day. Connect with us on our socials. On YouTube here, we're Outstanding Personal Relationships, and Facebook, Outstanding Personal Relationships, and on IG, follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships. And remember, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, that post notification bell, to get more great videos. And check out our other videos here on YouTube. We have some really good stuff on there. And if you guys are new, I'm Coach Fatima. Once again, I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.